And good afternoon. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter along with Keith Fustel. We'll tell you about the Stronach 5, the Spring Stake Spectacular, and the giveaway we have on that. Nice carryover today in our Rainbow Pick 6. But the weather today is going to be a major factor. Beautiful weather. We'll have a nice main fast track. And the specials today, if you like seafood today, seafood lasagna, fish and chips, and if you like the soup, lobster chowder. So if you like seafood today, come on out here. Nice carryover in the Pick 6.
Today's the day for the seafood. Love it. Love my seafood. I tell you, a perfect day for racing. Comfortable, sunny skies out there right now. The turf course is perking up.
Yep.
I saw Chris Mertz out there kind of checking it out, monitoring the situation. So we're close, folks. We're getting there.
Yeah, not this weekend, but fingers crossed for next weekend. Turf course sure is looking nice. All right, we told you about that Stronach 5. That's tomorrow here at Laurel Park. $100,000 guarantee, industry low, 12% takeout on the Stronach 5. It pays big each and every week. It paid big last Friday. Let's show you the lineup of races for the Stronach 5. Once again, it'll kick off right here at Laurel Park, race 9, about 5:16 Eastern time. Then Lake B, Gulfstream Park, race 9. Then we go out to Golden Gate Fields, race 5. Back down to Gulfstream, race 10. And then we wrap it up, Santa Anita, race 5. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 different racetracks for the Stronach 5 tomorrow. That's going to be well played with Golden Gate, Santa Anita, and Gulfstream in the mix.
Absolutely. Jump aboard. Jump into this bet. You know, it's been paying some box card numbers, and you don't need the typical blow up to get you there. You know,
$12 horse. Get you a big payout.
Get you a big payout. We're going east to west, and it spotlights the Stronach tracks, which is great, and makes you a little bit versatile handicapper too as well. You're kind of getting the chance to work with other surfaces and things of that nature. So may help you down the line if you're in a handicapping contest and all of that. So different ways to look at it, but the payout is what we like.
Yeah, good point. I've learned much more about Florida racing and Golden Gate racing and Santa Anita racing than I did before playing the Stronach 5. And it's working for the tracks because you're getting national attention on those racers that are involved in the Stronach 5, and those tracks are getting big handles. The biggest handles of the day are the Stronach 5 races.
And it's leading to the races, exactly, what did you want to jump in on because of those pots. And the pools are so strong.
All right, so Stronach 5 tomorrow, Laurel Park, race 9 kicks it off. Let's show you what we have going on a week from this Saturday here at Laurel Park, the Spring Stake Spectacular, Saturday, April 20th. We have 7 stake races worth over $750,000 in purses. The Express Bet Federico Tessio's a win, and you're in for the Preakness. The Weber City Miss, a win, and you're in for the Black Eyed Susan. We also feature the premiere of the 2019 Match Series, so some great horse racing Saturday, April 20th, and a snazzy giveaway. There it is, the Maryland Jockey Club tote bag giveaway when you buy a program. That's going to be a popular giveaway. You're going to see those at Preakness. You're going to see those all over Ocean City, Dewey Beach, Rehoboth this summer. That's going to be a popular giveaway there.
Maybe when I got to send my tax money in this year, I'll put some in that tote bag and send it in. Maybe they'll give me a break next year. We'll see.
No, jeez.
We need to hit something, Stan. That's all I can tell you.
All right, let's
go.
Let's get right to it here. Let's show you what we have going on today. The nice carryover and that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 8-race program today. So Pick 6 will start in race 3. There's the carryover, $8,963. Let's show you a picture of the main track. It's beautiful. The main track should be a fair, perfect main track. There it is. Well, looks like they put a little water on it right now, so that's fine. It probably needed some water, so it'll be a nice, fast track for post time in 60 minutes. We're in the 60s, mostly sunny, no rain. Let's get right to it here in race 1. Race 1 will start the Rolling Super High 5. We have a carryover in race 1, a little over $1,000 for that Rolling Super High 5. That has a low 15% takeout. The carryover is $1,028 for the Rolling Super High 5. We have that every race with 7 or more horses, so keep your eye on that throughout the day. Also, race 1 kicks off the popular early pick 5 with that mandatory payout on the early pick 5, industry low 12% takeout. I have a ticket.
Okay.
I have a ticket for both the pick 5s today. $32 ticket here for this early pick 5. Let's take a look. Race 1, I go 4 deep. That's a maiden 25 going a mile. I used the 1, 4, 5, 6. Race 2, my price play of the day is the 7 Belmont Ride at 6 to 1. But the 3 High Roller is going to be tough in there as well. Race 3, it's a maiden 10. I'm 4 deep. 3, 4, 7, 9. A nice starter allowance in race 4 going 6 furlongs. I like the 1, 3 Hawk and the 4 Bunting. And then race 5, man, a big scratch in race 5.
Yeah,
the 2 Federal Walk, who I had on top. That was one of my best bets of the day. The 2 Federal Walk is out. So I end up keying here on the 4 Cuzzies Western, who just beat Dazzlin' Dazzlin' just came back with a nice win last weekend here at Laurel Park. So I'll take a shot with the price there, the 4 Cuzzies Western in race 5.
Yeah, he's certainly going to come down, but I mean, he was glad to see Federal Walk go, no doubt, and also Haynes Fever. They were going to be part of that early flow. Federal Walk pretty quick, and he was an improving sort, but we're going to have to wait for him another day.
Yep. All right, let's take a look here at race 1. We're going a flat mile. Maiden claiming $25,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, and we both like the 6. I have the 6 on top, Bourbon Streak. You get the leading rider, Trevor McCarthy. McCarthy, your leading rider for the winter meet. He's rolling right along here this spring, and he rides this 4-year-old son of Colonel John out of the Menifee mare, Bourbon Maid. That was an old Sagamore Farm mare. I believe that was Plank's first winner when he took over Sagamore Farm. So a little history there on Bourbon Maid. She was second last out at this level. Good second coming off a 2-month freshening. McCarthy was aboard. She was 6 to 1 that day. McCarthy back aboard today, so that's encouraging. So I have Bourbon Streak on top.
Yeah, I got to think the money's going to come in on the 1 Jimmy I Don't Know You for Vasquez. A little sketchy, got some layoff lines, 0 for 13. Decent race last time back in February, though. We've been off some time. Now, Grand Oasis, you see, came out of there and defeated Bourbon Street. Real Factor has come back to run second, I believe, recently. Might have been over the weekend, running an okay fig, but stuck down inside. Yeah, I like your 6 Bourbon Street. Yeah, he's got a little bit of speed. They were dawdling early fractions last time, but I think he's going to have to be forward in here. But I like Mice and Men for Robin Graham and Katie Davis teaming up. Half to Balmer Hunt, a horse that, I believe might have been a stakes winner, stakes place, definitely going long. She was 4 for 10 overall going long on the dirt. So I think Mice and Men coming out of a better race, the drop from the maiden special weight to the maiden claiming to pick it up. I want to see this horse forward, get this horse into the race, and may go a long way. So
dropping, stretching out in distance for good connections. By plan, should like stretching out to a mile. Comes out of that strong VIP ticket race. So I like the 4 as well. We both like the 1. Also, Jimmy, I Don't Know You for Juan Vasquez. Carol Cedeno will ride in a useful 3rd last out here at Laurel back in early February against Maiden 40,000, going 2 turns. Grand Oasis, who was second in that race, came back to win. So that was a strong effort, but then we haven't seen the horse since then. So now comes back into a race going that tiring 1-turn, 1-mile distance. So we both used the 1 a little bit.
Yeah, looking for the wake-up horse, maybe the other Kieran, the 2 Yes Man. Might have him lined a little too high at 15 to 1, but encountered early trouble. First time out was Kieran and Company reached and claimed this horse for 16. This horse kind of steadied in the turn, almost shuffled himself back. It was way back off, but this horse finished up full of run, carried on well through the gallop out. But as we talked about many times on the show, tough going 5.5 to the mile. But looking at the family, bottom side, I mean, there's definitely a chance this horse can handle the route of ground.
All right, so I'm 4 deep, the 1, 4, 5, 6 on my early pick 5 there in race 1. Let's check out the second race. You like the early pick 4. That starts in race 2. Let's check out your ticket and see how you played it.
Yeah, $24 ticket, 1378 to get you started. High Roller, I think he's going to take a ton of play in race 2. The third race, 3 and 7. Salute Loot, Tracy with the Y. They are the obvious 2 in race 3. Fourth race with the 1, 4, 5. Bunting, it's interesting. Debuted, protected, then in for a tag, then protected again, and galloped. hard to get a complete gauge on Bunty, but after visually that last race was super strong. I go 1-4-5 in there. I like Claudio a little protect move.
Yeah, see
as
that
well.
the 5 jumping
Yeah.
Michelle 10-1 coming off a big
The
layoff.
numbers are very, very light,
Sure.
but tab the tote 7-9 in the last leg of that early pick 4. As we talked about, 3 scratches in race 5. I'm going to go with they're probably going to be the favorites. Watch My Dust and Bob's My Uncle.
All right, so yeah, it's a nice starter allowance there to wrap up the early pick 5 and the early pick 4. Take a look at the second race. We're going 6 furlongs, claiming 16,000, 3 and up. Never won 3 or straight 3-year-olds. My price play of the day. You like the 7 a little bit. Also, Belmont Ride. A decent effort, a win first off the claim for Claudio. No surprise there. That was against Open 16,000 back in mid-March. Now he finds a nice, cozy 16,000 3-life condition. Ricardo Chappie will ride. His horse likes to rally from off the pace. He's won 2 in a row. We'll get a decent price because he's taking a little step. Well, same claiming level, but now he's facing three life company today, and his numbers aren't as big. I guess as the 3 high roller if you look at that race 2 back for high roller.
Yeah, Claudio factor may have him lined a little too high at 6. He may come down, but I just think a lot of money's going to come in a high roller. Going back over this morning, he could maybe be in that 8-5 range. But what worries me about the 3 high roller stand, he came off a little freshening late December to mid-February, ran pretty well, and then right up to New York, he was protected in that race February 18th, and then threw him in for a tag, looking like they might have wanted to sell this horse. Right. He didn't fire at all, but coming back to any of those recent numbers at Laurel, he is clearly the one to beat. He's trying to make a run from just off the pace. You have Belmont Ride as a user. I go to the inside with Gringo Star and Wayne Potts barn, getting a lot of horses right now. They're all live. They're running well. He's 5 for 19, right? There's a little stat there. Last 30 days at Laurel, Wayne's 5 for 19 and 11 for 19 in the money with an ROI of $2.60. Yeah, a little bit of a hang last time, but 6 furlongs. I think this horse is going to get a beautiful trip, has enough positional speed to stay close around the turn and maybe catch a breather. Hot and Spicy Love right next to him will go. Just Flashy is going to go from the outside. He might be the speed of the speed, but might get a covered-up trip, which will enhance that run through the final 3/16 of a mile. A little bit price here with Gringo Star.
All right, nice stat there on the Potts barn. Potts rolling right now. Good to see his barn having some success. I like the 1 Gringo Star as well. We both like the 8 also on the outside. The 8 just flashy for trainer Mike Gorham. Has a lot of speed, but was in front by 2. Turner for home last out, and then gave way, finished 4th. Now it's coming off about a 2-month layoff. Now comes right back. Should be able to finish a little bit stronger today.
Yeah, he's going to go out there. How much will the 2 be able to press? I watched that race at Penn National, Hot and Spicy Love's race on the 29th. That wasn't a bad field, and boy, he just dominated that group. He hasn't run that kind of a race at Laurel. Can he bring it? And that was first off of a little bit of a layoff. Yeah, he could definitely pose a threat up front to the 8, Just Flashy.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 3 will kick off the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. Don't sleep on it today. Starts in race 3. Nice carryover. There it is, $8,963 for the pick 6. So that jackpot, if you're live to a single going into race 8, that jackpot will be over 15,000, maybe close to around 20,000 when it's all said and done today. So it starts in race 3. My co-host this afternoon, Tim Tulloch, he has a ticket. There it is, a very affordable $28.80 play. Race 3, he goes with the 3, Salute Loot, and the 7, Tracy with the Y, the 2 favorites here in race 3. Then the 4th race, that's a nice starter allowance. He goes 3 deep there with the 1, 4, and the 7. Trevor McCarthy on the 7 there, Credibility. And then race 5, he has a single there. Race 5, he singles on the 7, Watch My Dust for Claudio Gonzalez. He's 4 deep in race 6 with the 2, 3, 5, 7. Race 7, he goes with the 2, 8, 9. And then in race 8, he's 2 deep with the 4 and the 6.
Yeah, that's interesting. In race 6, which a lot of people, they're going to think the free square is the 2, City Party. That's interesting, Sal. He's trying to take it down here and knock out that favorite. Want to be protected. If the 2 doesn't really fire, she's going to be an awfully short price first time for new connections, same trainer.
Yeah, I thought about singling on her, but then I thought, well, if one of these others can beat her, that'll knock a bunch of people out.
Yeah.
And the question, can you pick the other horse that could pull
mm-hmm.
off the upset in that race?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, so we'll get to race 6. That's one of our features of the day, a nice allowance race. But let's check out race 3's wide open. Maiden claiming 10,000, 3 and up, going a mile and a 16th. You like the 7 as well. I go with the 7 on top here. Tracy with the Y, 9 to 5. You get the hot bug boy here. This 7-pound bug boy, Julio Correa. He's rolling right now, and he rides this one here for trying to train a Mike Trombetta, 3-year-old son of Street Magician, taking a drop from the maiden 20 on the turf down there at Gulfstream. Ran on a muddy track back in January. Maiden 35 was 5th that day, beating 6 lengths. An effort close to that might be good enough to win this spot.
Yeah, it'll be the second time blinkers on the main track. Yeah, on a muddy surface, a little excuse. You know how sometimes that speed can just dominate at Gulfstream Park. Looks like he was just spinning his wheels in that race off of a little layoff in late January. I go to the 3 Salute Loot, stopped, eased late at Parks at a very short price. Don't know what happened, but we've seen that factor before. You go to Parks, you don't fire, you come back here to Laurel, where this horse ran 2 different kind of races, but good for this level. A number that's going to be close, probably good enough to win it. Lower 40 will do it. 3 races back, overcame adversity when stumbling badly at the break and finished up well. And then a good second on the front end. I think with the clean break, the inside post, could control it up front. That's the 3 Salute Loot.
All right, yeah, 3 will be tough. I take a shot with the 4 multiple at 12 to 1s. Second off the claim for Ricky Silliman. Kevin Gomez will ride. Didn't run very well last out. Was coming into that race after having almost 2 months off. Didn't and the race the Ricky claimed this horse out of ran okay that day. His best race was last December in debut when he was 4th for maiden 25 going a mile. Only got beat 4 lengths that day. So he got a 44 buyer that day if he could. So he has a better race in him. We haven't seen it in the last couple starts. Maybe Ricky has him figured out now. I'll take a shot here. He should be a decent price.
Yeah, he might come down a little bit off of that line. You say if he just goes back to one of those 3 prior races, it would put him into the mix here. Right. But Tracy with a Y, let's we're gonna have to see. He's dirt races, just okay. But against this group, he's gonna be a very short price. I just think the 3 can get the jump on him. You like anybody else? Away to the World, he draws inside. 3 races back. At this distance was okay. I mean, it wasn't bad. Expect Drama's come back to run some good races on the improve for Wayne Potts. It should not have stopped that badly. Last time was a big price against America's Prince. I think the flow is going to be a little bit more to his liking today.
The 9 Fast Will maybe at a decent price. You get the weights 110 with the 10-pound bug girl Grace LeBar. A 3rd race back after having a little time off. Now stretching out to 2 turns. I'll take a shot with the 9 Fast Will. I'm 4 deep in race 3.
Okay.
That's wide open. Let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, the late pick 5 starts in race 4. That's one of the features of the day. We'll check it out right after this.
Whether you're at home or at the track, have a stake in the race when you bet with ExpressBet. Sign up for an ExpressBet online betting account and receive up to a $500 sign-up bonus.
All right, welcome back. Today's late pick 5 will start in race 4 on the 8-race program. No carryover. They hit it last Sunday for a little over 300, but as always, that industry low 12% takeout means more money back in your pockets when you hit the pick 5s here at Laurel Park. Let's take a look here at the 4th race. We're going 6 furlongs, and I say, well, here's my ticket for the late pick 5, $32 ticket. I go 2 deep here in race 4 with the 1 and the 4. Race 5, I'm 4 deep there. I like the 4, 7, 9, 10. I like the 4 Cuzzies Western at a decent price there for trainer Annette Eubanks. Race 6, I go 2 deep there. The 2 City Party is going to be the heavy favorite. The 5 Final Fear, though, a good second last out with Montanez aboard. So I like Eubanks today at a couple decent prices. Cuzzy's Western, and also I like Final Fear for Eubanks in race 6. And race 7, I single on my best bet of the day, Trevor McCarthy at a decent price here on the 9 cash exchange for trainer Kieran McGee. Second off the layoff, taking a dropping class, has some big races on his back form. Broke his maiden here at Laurel Park, the 9 cash exchange. In race 8, I'm 4 deep. That's a maiden 16 going short. I go with the 4, 5, 6, 8. Let's take a look here at the 4th race. One of our features of the day. This is a new condition.
Yeah.
It looks like it just started this month here in the spring book. It's a $50,000 starter allowance. Filly mares 3 and up that have started for 50 or less and which have never won 2 races, or Maryland bred, Maryland sired, which have never won 2. So an interesting condition. $35,000 purse. We're going 6 furlongs. We both like the 4. Let's start there. We have a video spotlight to show you of the 4 bunting. Here's the big maiden win mid-March here at Laurel Park.
Yeah, in for the waiver this day. Okay, it was protected on the 15th of March and just dominated this field. Zircon Salati, the long shot at 45-1, had no chance leaving the 3/16 of pole. I mean, Bunting just asserted herself and draws away. Victor all over under a drive, switches over to the correct lead, draws off by 9 1/4. Number works for this field. I think she's going to have to move up maybe just a little bit more if she's going to have to beat the likes of the 1-3 Hawk. But visually strong effort there for Bunting. That was only her 3rd career start.
Yeah, I like her, and Victor was aboard that day. He's back aboard today. She's been the heavy favorite in all 3 of her starts. River Sonata, who was 3rd in that race, came right back to win. So Rodney finds a nice condition for her. There's a little speed to her inside with the 3-2-16, so she can maybe get a stalking trip, sitting 2nd or 3rd early. But yeah, the 1-3 Hawk's going to be awfully tough here for Lacey Gaudet.
Yeah, I think 3 Hawk. Well, real quick about 216. I think she's going to force it a little bit more too into the stretch, not like that long shot Zircon Salati. But 3 Hawk, I like this move. First time with a trainer and off of this kind of layoff, she's deadly. We saw it the other day with Never More. That was first off the claim, off of a similar layoff, positive ROI at a high percentage. 3 Hawk to me is just run against a little bit better. I like to turn back in distance. Loom Bowley, top of the stretch, going a mile. Wasn't her cake that day. I think she's going to have a strong finish in here with some speed to target.
This is Class Relief. She's been running against Open Allowance Company. It was a Maryland bred allowance company last November, and this starter allowance 2 life. So yeah, the 1-3 Hawk gets easier company today. Joan Rosado will ride. Rosado and Gaudet 23% and a positive ROI. So 4-1 for me, 1-4 for Keith on top. You like the 5. I didn't use the 5. Interesting play here. Yeah, 10-1. On our leading trainer, Claudio Gonzalez, a filly by Jumpstart, coming off a long layoff.
Yeah, definitely. She deserves to be off of those kind of softer figs when you look at it. She's been off since February of 18. Breaks her mate with a 42 buyer. B Carved, who I think has kind of dropped down. But you go back on her page, Elevated Vision, Margie's Money. These horses have competed in 2 other thans and run quite well. So, interesting. She'd probably come down, maybe hit in that 6-1 range. If she comes below that, she's super live, I would think. I just don't want to leave Claudio out of the mix. I mean, she ran against the right kind back there at 2 and 3.
And this bug boy, Antonio Quills, he's been winning for Claudio. So a real nice starter allowance there to kick off the late pick 5. Let's turn the page here. Race 5. We'll start the late pick 4. Tim Tulloch, he'll have a ticket for the late pick 4. It's a nice $5,000 starter allowance, 3 and up, going a flat mile. I love the 2 Federal Walk. He was 2-1. Yeah. I thought he was going to gallop, but the 2 Federal Walk is out. So we let's start with the 7. Your top pick here. Watch My Dust. I don't know. This is going to be your likely favorite here for Claudio.
Yeah, I just tossed the last up at Aqueduct. You see the comment by the chart caller. Stumbled, awkward beginning. At the 7 furlong distance, I think he would prefer the mile distance. As you go back to his recent video, do we have a video from that race?
Yep, we get the video. Yep.
Yeah, on the 9th of March. And look at him, just settles in the clear. Yeah, they were going okay up front, 24 and 48. Contested pace past the 3/8 pole. Watch My Dust just settled into stride with Carrasco. Ends up circling about 5 or 6 wide. There we go. Pick him up in the green cap. And he likes this distance at Laurel. A couple wins. He's 2 for 4 with a third overall at Laurel. Just charges through. Just really the mildest of drives. A little sticking there, but through the final 16th of a mile, you really don't have to get into him. I'm sure he would have preferred Federal Walk to stay in this race to kind of liven things up on the front end.
Right. You know, initially I had him like fourth. Now with the scratch of the 2 Federal Walk, I have him picked third. That was a nice video there and a big win, 2 back right here at Laurel Park. He likes it at Laurel. He likes this distance. Your leading trainer, Carlos Carrasco, gets back aboard today. He was aboard for that win. Carlos and Claudio, they're a staggering 36% together and a big positive ROI. I didn't like the last race. He got clobbered up there in that stake at Aqueduct. That was March 30th, so he's coming back here in 12 days, maybe a little quick after getting beat pretty well up there at Aqueduct. It's Claudio. This is his home track. The horse likes it here, so I use him on my late pick 5 ticket.
You're not terribly concerned with that. You know, he really didn't run a step after the early trouble. I don't know how much he got out of that race. So, Cuzzy's Western, I don't have him. You've got him on top.
Yeah.
Looks like, the speed he's going to get forced a little bit, I believe, by Haynes Fever. You can go ahead and talk about your top pick.
Well,
Cuzzy's
big number last out. 78 buyer speed figure last out. That was against Beaten Nickel, a lot easier company than today, but he beat Dazzlin' Okie.
Condition 81. He won the Condition 80, and he's run well in starters.
He has 6 figures next to his name. He's a war horse, and he just won big last Sunday. I saw the video before our show. So Cuzzy's Western coming out of a strong race, 78 buyer. Katie Davis, was getting back aboard that day, so maybe she struck a nice rapport with this 7-year-old who's a 4-time winner at Laurel Park, and he loves this distance as well. He's a 4-time winner going a mile, so he has early speed. If he gets loose out there, or even if he doesn't have to have the lead, but he'll be forwardly placed. If it's a slow early pace, that's going to help my top pick, Cuzzy's Western.
Definitely only improved. Was that a dramatic improvement? I guess you're looking at the numbers. It's a sharp jump, but I like the way he took the pressure and kicked back away.
All right, so a nice starter allowance here to kick off the late pick 4. Let's turn the page here. Race 6, one of our features of the day. This is it's a Maryland. It's a filly and mare, Maryland bred, Maryland sired, A other than, or 2 other than is the condition. We're going 5.5 furlongs here. The 2 City Party is going to be a popular favorite. 3 to 5 morning line. We have the video to show you. Here's her second big win back in February at Laurel.
And after that super impressive debut, after getting in a ton of trouble, comes back off a little bit of break from November to mid-February, and just jiggy jogs here. Baccarat fashion, ran a credible race, all things considered, but City Party ran almost like 82 for the fillies. That's close to stakes kind of caliber when you're breaking down those kind of buyer figures.
Sure.
And she just looked at her straight and true all the way to the wire, very eager. And Baccarat fashion has come back out of there to win and run buyers in the higher 60s. So that number is legit. Freshen, a little bit of a private sale here to Gary Barber and Team Valor. Some speed here to target. I think question of the day, who I think aligned a little too high, is going to go out there with Cowboys' plan. But City Party, she brings anything remotely close to that February 15th race. She's going back to the winner's circle.
Yeah, so I have her on top. Mary, good with these fillies. She's a Maryland bred, so good to see her still here in Maryland after the private sale. The 5 I use in my exacta. Final Fear. Rosario Montanez will ride, and she rallied last out for Annette Eubanks and Montanez. She rallied in a slop against Allowance Company, a good second that day. And Annette claimed this horse for 12.5. 12.5 back in late January, and she's been on the improve in the 2 starts since the claim. A decent effort, 2 back on a fast track, and a good second last out in the slop. So she's been doing okay. She's 6 for 10 in the money here at Laurel. She's a closer.
Yeah.
If there's a fast early pace, that could set it up well for the 5 final field.
I think the flow is going to be okay. And we've seen what she wants to do. Sit back, make one legitimate run. She's been doing that. That's her game. 5.5 should be perfect for her today.
All right, and the 3, we both like the 3, Gallinella for Runco, a big maiden score back in February 1st, and ran well against Allowance Company, the same level as today, a good 3rd last out, comes out of the same race as final field.
Yeah, steady improvement. She's fine. She works her maybe a little more extra ground. 6 furlongs might be her perfect distance, but I think she's a player in here, albeit underneath if City Party comes back to that race. That last out was just super strong. Nobody in here has been able to show that kind of effort.
Right. Now the 7 you have in the exact, Trombetta and Pimentel hook up here with this filly by the Factor. She's been running against Stakes Company, so she's probably getting a little class relief today.
Legit speed, she has it. You go back to the 7 furlong Maryland Juvenile where she went out there in 22:44 and change, and then had to go against Stakes Company down at Gulfstream on the turf and the dirt. I think she set sail. She hasn't been able to kind of run that kind of a number. In 82 last time for City Party. She's got to somewhere get at least in the mid-60s maybe to win this, but I think she can go a long way in here.
All right, so nice feature of the day there in race 6. That'll kick off the final pick 3 of the day. Let's take a look at the 7th. We kick off the late daily double here in race 7. We're going 7 furlongs, claiming 16,003 and up. Never won 2 lifetime. My best bet of the day. You have them on top as well. Cash Exchange 6-1 here. Trevor McCarthy aboard this 4-year-old for Kieran McGee. Didn't run very well coming off the layoff, but that was against tougher Starter Allowance Company, 25,000 Starter Allowance Company. It was coming off a long layoff that day. Was pulled up at Charlestown last summer, but was in very good form before that. A good second with a 62 buyer at Pimlico last May. A big maiden score a little over a year ago here at Laurel against Maiden 25, a lifetime best of 71 buyer that day. So this horse should be fresh, second off the layoff. McCarthy was aboard for the race coming off the layoff. They were 6-1. The horse didn't run very well, got beat almost 14 lengths. McCarthy stays aboard today. Why? Well, a drop, second off the layoff for a good barn. That's encouraging that McCarthy stays aboard.
Absolutely, and we can go ahead and toss that 6-1 right out the window with the scratch of the 1 bust off and the 4 he's zipping on by. I'm going to see settles in probably 5-2 range, maybe 2 when it's all said and done. And the flow is going to be easier today. And Chase just couldn't make up any ground against that group. But looking at it, you've got horses that were kind of on the front end going a mile. Now we're backing up 1/8 of a mile here to 7 furlongs. Big difference for Cash Exchange. I think he's going to be on the engine, maybe just off of it, and benefit. And Kieran, second off of a layoff and this kind of a little bit of a drop, he's been deadly.
Right, solid 19% from a large sampling of horses. So, all right, we both like the 9, the 8. We both like Expect Drama. 4 pots, has speed, good outside pose. This little horse cutting back from a mile to 7 furlongs should be dead fit for the distance.
I love the way that he held in there last time. That number's not super strong. He goes. America's Prince showed a lot of lick last time, maybe not quite as quick internally for the 3/4, but the barn, as we talked about, it's hard to leave kind of the pots runners out of your exactas of late. So I think as a user in here, Relentless Lion I think is the one. It looks like the legitimate closer, wouldn't you think? In here, you go back, good sharp run going the 6 furlongs with good flow in front of him. But I think this is going to be a perfect spot for him to make an impact. Maybe not quite win it. He's going to be around there in the money.
Well, I get Ricardo Trappy. He's doing well, so we like the same 4 horses there in race 7. Let's turn the page. Race 8, the finale today. Maiden claiming 16,003 and up. We're going 6 furlongs here in race 8. We both had the 6 on top. The favorite, Lucky Leonard here for Bruno Tessori. Horse hasn't run a bad race in 4 starts. Was claimed in debut last January for Maiden 10. Went off 5-2. One of the favorites that day. A good 3rd. Stepped up to Maiden 16. Good 2nd. Stepped up to Maiden 25. A good 4th and a good 2nd. Last out, a lifetime best last out with a 59. Now drops to the Maiden 16 here. Ricardo Trappy stays aboard, has speed, should get a nice stalking trip here. Lucky Leonard going to be tough to beat.
Clear of Eliav, who's going to be one of the favorites, I think, in the first race on Saturday. Yeah, the only question is why are you coming back down a notch? I mean, that was a visually strong race last time out. Stalking, yeah, I'll use him. Gonna use Bandolini, Tim Keefe, a little sneaky move here, a jam job off of just decimated there for the 40,000 and was protected that day. Kind of a give up, but back with Boyce. The debut number puts the horse there and can rally into it.
All right, we both like the 8 as well. Star Hawk, Pimentel, Trombetta, taking a drop, hasn't run very well. Lifetime best Buyer number last out 42, but got beat 12 lengths from maiden 40. So a much needed drop here for this 3-year-old. But Pimentel stays aboard here for Trombetta.
He'll turn back in distance, might settle and make one run, and that was first time gelding. You might see the improved second time gelding here today for Starhawk. I'm going to throw the 2 in here as this is a wild long shot for Robin Graham with Felix Pinero. Limehouses, they can win first time out. I've seen plenty of them don't do well. Debut runners. Just 5-year-old, late to the races. West Virginia bred. Why not at Charlestown? They kind of take like a little middle of the road stance. Might be sneaky here and improving works. I like that. I like that 3/4 work. 2 back.
Yeah, Robin, top horseman. She'll have the horse ready and see if you get a nice price there on the 2 Sperry's run. That's it. We're out of time. Nice carryover today in that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. It's almost 9,000. That starts in race 3. You can study all of our tickets on the laurelpark.com website underneath the handicapping section. Beautiful weather. Main track is fast. Come on out. Seafood specials all throughout the joint today. I'm going to check that out. The seafood lasagna. For the lobster chowder for the soup.
Chowder. There you go. Good stuff.
All right.
All right.
Good luck. Dave Robin coming up next with Scratches and Changes.
Good luck.